Hey, what's up? Hope you're doing well. Welcome back to the channel. Firstly, before we get into today's lesson, I want you to go and find your mother, or if she's not in the same house as you, go and call your mother and wish her happy Mother's Day. She deserves it. But back to the actual lesson now. So today's lesson will be about controlling yourself. So, have you ever been pissed off? Somebody really pissed you off and you just wanted to clobber them. You wanted to beat them up for no logical reason you think about it, but you just had that in the moment urge, that spike in anger that you wanted to what you wanted to carry out on someone. Well, don't worry, I've also had that plenty of times as well. So you're not alone. But something that you need to learn, that we as men especially need to learn, is to how to control that anger, how to control that spike, because there's this misconception going around. Well, it's been going around, but this misconception about how when you aggressively react to something, that actually makes you more masculine. So somebody was to step on your shoes and you'd be like, hey, why you do that? And then you try and punch them up just for stepping on your shoes. A material item, shoes, that can always be recleaned anyway. But that's always been portrayed as masculine to some people. That's what some people see as masculinity. But in fact, it's not anywhere close. Actually, you could consider that more feminine than masculine in a sense. Because if you were to separate men and women as two polars, two extremes, you would say that women would typically react more. So if their friend said something bad about them, they may not say it, they may not always say it, sorry, but they have that spike. They have more spikes in their emotions. Whereas men now, we typically have that control, that stoicism about it. We're always in control of the emotions. So when you think about it that way, you realize that if you were to aggressively react against somebody, you would actually be more feminine in that case. So especially if you want to avoid being called feminine, if that's something that it could be a game breaker for you, you definitely should not be lashing out like that at people. It even goes further than just the modern man versus woman debate. It's actually something that we've been taught in the Bible. Actually, in Proverbs 14 verse 29, it says something along the lines of, "Whoever is slow to angry has great understanding, but quick, whoever is quick to angry, something is folly. They're folly, and folly being, a fool. It's a trait of a fool. It's foolishness. So even the Bible tells us that everybody, not even we as men, but us as people, we need to have greater understanding of our anger. We need to have greater control over ourselves, over our emotions, because the moment that we let something slip, that could be the end of it. So you may have gotten away with it in the past, but you never know that if you pick a fight with the wrong person, or you may be at the wrong place, you may have picked a fight and it's the wrong timing or whatever, that could be the end of your life. Who knows? Maybe they retaliate. Maybe they press charges. Worse, you could get sent to prison for that, and you don't want that. I bet you don't want that. So we need to be especially careful about that anger. So I'm going to give you the solution actually on how to control anger, because recently, the other day actually, I was really, 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 really pissed off. But you need to understand that you need to hold frame. We need to hold frame. We need to ensure that we exhibit as much control as possible, because it just does not look good for anybody when you lash out like that. If you looked up content online about it, and looked up videos, you would always see that whoever is the one lashing out irrationally, they always get made fun of, don't they? So there's really no other choice other than to stay calm, stay cool, and stay collected. I was saying, going giving back that personal backstory, I was really pissed off, but I had to hold my frame, I had to suck it in, and I just had to keep working. I had to find something else to do. So I went up and I went to my blog post, my blog post slash newsletter, and I typed up an article. It was really short, but it did the job. So that solution is really three things you need to do whenever you get angry. or overly emotional. Breathe. That's the first thing. Breathe. So take a deep, deep breath. You need to take however much you need to take so that your heart rate, if it was risen, you need to slow your heart rate back down. That's one. So you need to breathe and physically calm down yourself. Secondly, you need to think. You need to think to yourself, is it really worth it? When I plan out all the consequences of what could happen, is it really worth it for me to do that? Now think to yourself. And if 99.9999 times out of 10 times, your answer will more than likely be no. So now that you know that whatever reaction you give other than okay is going to get you harmed or not be beneficial to you, I should say. Thirdly, you need to redirect it. So anger is such a anger has the potential to be such a powerful source of energy. If you can harness your anger or any other strong emotion and turn it into something else, you are going to be ahead of 99% of people who just lash out. For example, as I said, I took that anger I had and I just wrote on the blog post, and that was enough. So I turned that negative emotion into something more positive. I transformed it into something beneficial to other people, rather than if I just lashed out, it would be beneficial for nobody, not even me. It could be beneficial for you in that short run, but other than that, who else is it really going to help? So that's really about it. You need to breathe, calm yourself down. Secondly, think about it. Is it really worth it? And lastly, redirect it. And redirecting, it doesn't have to be like I did where I was essentially writing a rant in a sense. You could also work out. You can turn your anger into so much things. It's unlimited fuel really. So just make sure you have exhibit great control over your anger and any other emotion. That's it for the video. If you found any value in it, remember to subscribe and share the video with anybody else who you think would benefit from it. Also, enable push notifications so you never miss an upload from me. Leave a like and comment so I can hear your feedback. I'm always open to criticism so I can constantly improve this channel to be as great as I can. Lastly, I have a weekly newsletter that you can subscribe to at robertaware.substack.com. So if you want to subscribe to that to hear some weekly writings from me and support me even further, you can subscribe to that newsletter. There's a post coming out today actually at 4 p.m. Eastern. So subscribe to the newsletter so you can hear the code for that post. And also you can follow me on Twitter at robertawareyt. But that's it from me for the video. We'll talk again soon, and God bless.